Hey everybody, Dr. Dan here, and I am your professor for History 3380, which is business in America. And I've taught this class for about 8 semesters now, and sort of revived it from an old class that was taught at the University of Toledo in the 1980s, and brought it back to life. And it's a great class to teach. It's a little bit different than the typical history class, so we're not exactly going to go into like a chronological history like you normally would, but we will look at things and consider time frames along the way. So one of the things that I like to start the class with is a lecture on capitalism and socialism. And then once we learn about those economic systems, we'll get into intellectual property. We'll talk about the first market revolution in the early 1800s. And I've kind of redone this class for this year, so we're breaking it down into like manufacturing, transportation, network communications, government regulation of business, the business of energy. We're going to talk about electrification. So we're going to talk about energy in the sense of oil and also electrification and how businesses grew around electricity. We're going to talk about Madison Avenue. That's advertising stuff like Mad Men. We're going to talk about creative destruction. I think that's a real interesting topic in the history of business also, how businesses either destruct themselves or destruct someone else to grow. So think about like Sears and Amazon. Sears is out of business, Amazon is booming, and 100 years ago Sears was like the biggest retailer there was. So we're going to talk about creative destruction, we're going to talk about research and development, we're going to talk about some of my tech heroes that you probably don't even know about. One of them is Robert Noyce and the history of the integrated circuit. And we're going to talk about Apple Computer near the end of the semester, and then we'll have a final exam. So the class is going to be a lot of fun. It jumps around a lot. So if you're someone who is, needs to have everything in history stacked up chronologically, you might be disappointed because once we talk about a topic, we'll go backwards and go forwards again. So you're just going to have to stay a little flexible. I also want you to know there's no midterm in the class, so don't ask about that because everyone always does. And there is a final exam, and the final is on the Friday of finals week, not Sunday. And I've made a note of this in the syllabus because I don't want any of you to miss the final. The course is pretty easy. There'll be discussion posts and there'll be quizzes. When you post something to the discussion board, you don't have to respond to other students unless I say so in the assignment. You can if you want to, but I don't use discussion boards like a lot of other professors do. And I don't make you write responses to other people unless you want to. So that'll all be spelled out when you get to a discussion. There is no textbook for this class. I'm sort of writing class notes or an online text as we go. So every week you'll have a short video introducing the topic. You'll have a short reading that I have written or paraphrased. And then perhaps you'll have to read some other articles on the web. But you don't need to buy anything for the class. And all you need to do is keep up with the reading. And it's fairly straightforward. There's not a lot of reading here. So as long as you do everything on time and everything is spelled correctly, your writing is good, you don't miss any assignments, you're not late, if you just do the basic things, you'll definitely get an A in the class. So the things that will count against you, late work will count against you. So keep that in mind. The class is not that challenging, so all I ask is to get the work done on time, which is normally Sunday evenings unless otherwise specified. The other thing that's really important to me is that when you write something, whether it's a discussion assignment or perhaps you might have to write a paper or do a presentation, your spelling, your grammar, your word usage, your sentence structure, all that stuff's got to be perfect. Now, I know, you might be saying, hey, this is not an English or a composition class, it's a history class. That is true, but it's really it's a 3,000 level class, and by now I expect college level writing from everyone. So make sure everything is perfect with your grammar. I'm a real stickler for that stuff. So if you use language that isn't befitting of a college student, then you're going to get downgraded. So those are the things. Show your work on time and make sure your work is grammatically perfect. Again, my name is Dr. Dan French. My phone number is 419-345-7220. And my email address is daniel.french@utoledo.edu. All this information is on the syllabus and on the class page, so you don't have to worry about it for right now. You can text me anytime at 419-345-7220. If you text me, all I ask is that you identify yourself and what class you're in, because I teach 3 or 4 classes this semester, so it helps me keep all of you straight. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Oh, and I might also mention briefly that you won't always see all the modules for the entire class up on the site. Sometimes I just work a few weeks ahead, and that's going to be the case this semester because I'm still developing the last couple of modules of this class. I try to grade promptly, but sometimes it will take me 3, 4, or 5 days to grade your work. So just be patient, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy the class. Have a great day. Bye-bye.